Hello students, welcome to the new lecture, and in this lecture we are going to start with a new chapter, that is the seventh chapter. Okay, so it is about the ecosystem. This chapter, it is about the ecosystem and different types of living and non-living things, how they interact. Okay, so first one is the what is ecosystem. So ecosystem, before discussing about the ecosystem, we have to discuss the two terms, that is the habitat and another is the ecosystem. Okay, so what is meant by habitat? In the last chapter also we have discussed about the habitat. Habitat means the place where the living organisms are going to live. So here the term definition is given that the dwelling place for plants and animals is known as habitat. Here the non-living things is also a part of the habitat. So first of all, what is meant by dwelling? Dwelling is nothing but the place they live. Okay, dwelling means the living place. So here these plants are, and the plants and animals are going to live in that area there, that is known as a dwelling place. And in that habitat, the plants also going to live and also animals also going to live in that. So non-living things is also capable of is also a part of the habitat. Okay, so next is the ecosystem. Okay, what is meant by ecosystem? The study of environment, and also different places is known as ecosystem. So habitat is in the last class, so in the last chapters also we have discussed ecosystem, the study of environment and also different places. And next one is the ecology. Ecology means the study of relationship between living and non-living things, that is known as ecology. So here you can see, let us consider this a place. Okay, in the particular place you will see the plants. Okay, you will see the plants, and also along with you will see the rocks, dirt, and also everything. Okay, these are all these together, living things and non-living things, that is known as ecology. So ecology means the study of relationship between living things and also non-living things. So we human beings are living things. We are going to depend on different places like land, okay, soil, and we are going to use the air, okay, like sunlight and everything. So all these are important for us. It means we are interacting with non-living things. That is known as ecology. Not only we, the different animals are going to interact with non-living things, and this is known as ecology. And next is a scientist. He is a ecologist. Okay, actually he is a ecologist. That his name is A.G. Tansley. So in the year 1935, he used different terms for the ecological system and also ecosystem. So he's a British botanist. British means a country. Botanist means the person who study about the plants. They are known as botanist. And he's also not only botanist, he is a ecologist also. It means the person who study about the ecology, he is known as the ecologist. So there are number of ecologists. Among the different types of ecologists, he is also one of the ecologist and also botanist. And he coined the term, means he defined the term and explained it, that is known as coined the term, that is reduction. Okay, reduction terms. What he reduced the term ecological system to the ecosystem. Okay, ecological system or ecosystem, both are same. So this is about what is an ecosystem. Ecosystem contains, here we have discussed about the habitat. Okay, means the place where the plants and animals are going to live, and non-living things is also a part of the habitat. Okay, next the ecosystem. Ecosystem means the study of environment and different places, that is known as ecosystem. Ecology means the study of relationship between living things and also non-living things is known as ecology. Okay, these are the terms that we have to remember. So remember these terms, it will be very much useful in the future. And next one is the lab activity. So in the lab activity we are going to discuss some important things. Okay, in the lab activity you can see the structure of ecosystem. Okay, we are going to discuss about the structure of ecosystem with a small activity. So first our aim is to study the ecosystem, and it may be at your school, or it may be your garden, or any place. So we are going to study the ecosystem, how the structure of the ecosystem is there. So that is our aim. Our aim is to study the ecosystem, okay, at any place, with the help of you to understand the structure of an ecosystem. Okay, this is our aim. So to do that, we need some materials. Those materials are measuring tape. Okay, measuring tape. Next is strings. Strings are nothing but a thread like structures. Next is small sticks, hand lens, and towel and shovel. Hand lens is nothing but a magnifying lens. So this is a glass. Okay, it has some kind of handle. Okay, this magnifying glass is used to see the objects in maximized way. Let us consider this a rice grain. So if you see this is a rice grain, if you see under the magnifying lens, so this rice grain will look in this much bigger. Okay, it means this magnifying lens is used to see any object in a maximized way or increased size way. Okay, that is importance of the hand lens, or you can call it as a magnifying lens also. Or next is a hand towel. Okay, hand towel and also shovel. Shovel is nothing but a small instrument to dig the soil. That is a shovel. Okay, these are the materials that are required. So the procedure. So the procedure is, you have to go to the place, okay, wherever there is small plants, okay, grass, everything is there. So the area should be a little bit greener, and also it should contain some organisms. So with the help of a measuring tape, so measure a square area, okay, with 1 meter long and also 1 meter wide. So 1 meter, 1 meter, it means 1 into 1. Let us consider this is a 1 meter into 1 meter. So after measuring, put sticks, okay, put sticks on all corners, and tie the string, okay, so that after trying with the strings, it looks like a square, perfect square. So whatever you want to do, you have to do in this area only. You should not go beyond the strings. Okay, every work should be done within the strings only. Okay, or you, that is nothing but a rope within the within the box of a rope. So first, what you have to do, you have to measure how many types of different small plants are there, how many small insects are there in that area. Okay, and also note it down everything. So you have to note it down, and I have to check everything. And after that, with the help of shovel that you brought with you, dig the area or dig the soil. So slowly dig the soil, and make sure that you should not injure yourself, and so on. So after digging, you will see different kind of organisms. Like first you will see is earthworms. Okay, the first thing is the earthworms. The earthworms are nothing but these are a kind of organism that is going to live inside the soil, and occasionally it will come out during the rainy season. Okay, you will see earthworms. Not only that, you will see different kind of soil organisms. Okay, some small insects also there in the soil. So figure out how many organisms are there, how many plants are there, how many animals are there, and so on. So, and study and observe the area, and also note it down in your notebook. Okay, and record the living organisms that you see. You can see, and you can even go deeper to find out other organisms that may be present here. So by this way, you can get the information what type of organisms are there in that area. So in that area, what you can see, you will see living things. Okay, living things, and also non-living things. Non-living things. So both are present together. It is known as ecosystem. Okay, so this is about a lab activity, and after lab activity you can analyze the data that you get in that particular area by doing the activity. So next is the discussion. Okay, it means what you have understood is about this discussion. So ecosystem is made up of two things, that is biotic and abiotic things. Okay, or biotic and abiotic components. So what is meant by biotic components? Biotic components means the living things which have the life, they are known as biotic component. See the term biotic. The term biotic refers to life, okay, or biology. What is meant by biology? The study of life. Okay, the study of life is nothing but biology, or you can define the study of living organisms is nothing but biology. Okay, here the biotic components means any organism or any substance that have the life is known as biotic components. These biotic components are nothing but the living organisms. They have the life. Okay, and the example for the biotic components are plants, animals, and also microorganisms. These are the examples for the biotic components. So next one is the abiotic. Remember one important term in the biology. So that is nothing but whenever you see the letter A before any word or any term, that refers to the absent. Okay, that is referring to the absent. So here we are calling it as abiotic. Okay, abiotic. Just now we have discussed biotic means life. So here A means absent, means absence of life. So abiotic component means these are substances, they do not have life, that is known as abiotic components. So hence we can define the abiotic component as the living organism, non-living things that do not have life is known as abiotic component. Example, air is example, water, sunlight. You may see all these things, they do not have life, but they are present in the nature, that is known as ecosystem. Okay, they are non-living things. Next one is interdependence among the biotic components. What is meant by dependent? Dependent means you want something from others. Okay, dependence is nothing but you want something or anything from others, that is known as dependence. Interdependence means depending on each other. So you will depend on your friends, okay, and your friends will depend on you, that is known as interdependence among you. Okay, you are the depending on one another is known as interdependence. Here we are using the term interdependence among the biotic components, means the living organisms are going to depend on each other. Okay, living organisms are going to depend on each other, that is known as interdependence among the biotic components. There is a feeding relationship between the plants and animals. The relation between the plants and animals is only one relation, that is only the feeding relationship. It means the food is most important between these organisms. So here you can see the sun is a main source of energy. Sun is the main source of energy, and plants has the capability to trap the sunlight during the photosynthesis. Let us consider this is a plant. Okay, so this is the root system of the plant, and also this is the stem of the plant. It has the leaves. Okay, these leaves are going to trap sunlight. Okay, these leaves are going to trap the sunlight. So they are going to trap the sunlight during the process known as photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is nothing but production of food materials by the plants is known as a photosynthesis. Okay, here the food materials are synthesized by the leaves, and here that is the main important food source. Here the animals are going to depend on the plants for the food. Okay, so the plants are able to synthesize their own food material, but what about animals? Animals do not have the ability to take energy from the sun. Okay, they do not have the energy to take, they do not have the energy, they are not able to take the energy from the sunlight. So that is the main defect with the animals. So this is the reason they are not able to synthesize their own energy or their own food material by using sunlight. Hence they are going to depend on others. Okay, like plants. It means all animals are going to depend on plants for the energy. Okay, you may eat the animal product like meat, egg, milk, etc., but whatever you are eating, that is coming from the sunlight only. Okay, that is nothing but indirect dependence. If you eat food material like animal food, okay, or you can, if you depend on the animal products, that is nothing but indirect dependence. If you directly eat the plants, that is nothing but direct dependence. Whether it may be direct or indirect, you are depending upon the plants only. So as a result, the energy flows through the ecosystem in the form of a food chain. So what is meant by food chain? So here let us consider this is the grass. Okay, on the grasshoppers are living, grasshoppers. Okay, so on the grasshoppers, again the frogs are going to live. Okay, so on the frogs, let us consider the snakes. Snakes are going to live. On the snakes, eagle. Okay, eagles are going to live. It means you can see each and every day there is a level. Okay, first, second, third, and fourth. This is one type of food chain. So there are different types of the food chains are there. So here this is a simple food chain. So in this you can see the energy, the sun. Let us consider this is the sun. So from the sun, the energy is taken by the grass. Okay, the grass is going to do the photosynthesis and energy is accumulated. This energy is taken by the grasshoppers. From the grasshoppers, the energy is transferring to the frogs. From the frogs, the energy is transferred to the snakes. From the snakes, it is transferred to the eagles. It means energy is transferring from one level to another level. Hence, we can say that there are different levels in the food chain. Different levels are there in the food chain based upon understanding of this concept. Okay, so the different levels are present in the food chain. They are in the food chain. There are two important things. You can see the three important things are there. They are producers, consumers, and decomposers. So these are three important things in the food chain. So first we will discuss what is meant by producer. Okay, so remember, the producers are nothing but the something that will produce. Okay, they are known as producers. If you are producing something, you will be a producer. But in case of a food chain, the producers are nothing but they are the organisms that will produce the food material. So that is nothing but the plants. Okay, the plants are going to produce the food material from the sunlight by a process known as photosynthesis. So these plants are nothing but the producers. They will prepare food, okay, by trapping the sunlight, and they will supply the energy in the form of food to all organisms in the different levels of the food chain. So this is the first level. Okay, the producers are the first level in the food chain. So next is the consumers. The consumers are two types. They are herbivores and also carnivores. They are the consumers. It means these consumers, they do not produce any food material. They will not produce any food material, but they depend on the other organisms for the food material. Those organisms are nothing but plants. Okay, so coming to here, the herbivores. The term herbivores is nothing but herbs or any plant material. These organisms are going to feed on the plants. Okay, they are known as herbivores. So they are at the secondary level. Okay, they are at the secondary level. The first level is the plants, second level is the herbivores. Okay, these herbivores are going to eat the plant material. So, and they feed on the plants for the food and energy. Okay, they are at the secondary level. Okay, so next is carnivores. The word carnivores, okay, refers to the organisms that eat meat. Okay, so example, lion, tiger, etc. So they are the carnivores. These organisms are at the third level, and they feed on the herbivores for the food and energy. Okay, so by this way they are going to get some amount of energy. So decomposers are nothing but these are the organisms. They are present at every level. At every level in the food chain, these decomposers are present. See the word decomposers. These are the organisms. They decompose the any material. That material may be the plant material or animal material or any dead organism like a dead plant or a dead animal or anything. So these decomposers are going to decompose. Okay, what is meant by decompose? So decompose nothing but complex material. Okay, so complex material is broken down. Okay, the complex material is broken down into simpler material. Okay, simpler materials. So these are nothing but decomposition or decomposers. Okay, they are going to, by this process, by the conversion of complex materials into simpler materials, they are recycling. So that is nothing but nutrients. The nutrients are obtained. So these nutrients are going to get mixed in the soil. Okay, these nutrients will get mixed in the soil. It means these decomposers are helping in the recycling of the nutrients in the nature. Okay, so again these nutrients are mixed in the soil. Again the plants are going to utilize these nutrients from the soil, and they will grow the food materials. Okay, so this is about the different types of organisms and different types of levels in the food chain. Okay, I hope this lecture is helpful to you, and if you have any doubts or questions or suggestions, feel free to post in the comment section, and we will answer to your questions. Okay, and we will discuss the next topic in the next lecture. Okay.